what originally attracted you to Medina? Was it, were you born here? Did you live here?
No, I was not born. I wasn't even born in this country.
Oh, really?
Okay.
And then you wait for it to start.
I was born in Hungary.
This is the only transformer I got.
And came to this country in 1950.
Well, you had one back in your, just a single.
And what made you decide to set up a train shop?
Well, for a good many years I was in the industry, but I always liked trains. And I figured that would be a good retirement project. Because prior to this, I was doing mostly automatic transmissions. And by doing automatic transmissions, that's greasy, you know, but it's still something to do with the public. And I started that in '58.
So you can't command it to talk.
And I closed the shop in '77. I got tired of it. And then that's about the time I decided that maybe I should do trains. And at that time I was just, even in my automatic transmission shop, I used to do trains for kids. I'd bring their locomotives in and I would fix it. So it just accelerated and I did more and more. And my biggest thing is service. I do mostly repairs. And then people said, well, why don't you add some engines, some track, and so on and so on. And it really accelerated. I like Medina. Since I lived in Penfield, which is about 13 miles due west, and in Penfield I have a farm.
I know the name Trip.
And I had one building that I made it into a store.
I know there's a kid in my
But it was in the nowhere, you know. I mean, it was in the boonies.
In Penfield.
Right, Penfield. So I always liked Medina, and this I liked this store before it even became available.
Oh, really?
Then finally in 1989 it became available.
Snatched it up right there.
And then
Do you know what it was before?
What?
You know what it was before it was Ormandy's?
In here, it used to be a Western store. You know, they used to sell cowboy boots.
Oh, really?
You know.
Was that Martin's? Was that?
I don't know what it was. But it was empty for a while, and a lady with a picture framing came in on this side, and they sold crafts for a while, but that didn't last long.
Yeah, we looked into the history of the building, and a lot of the stores that were here really didn't last too long, but yours has been around for quite a long time, so.
This is the newest of the square.
Really?
And you know why?
Why?
Because
how important is the Medina Square to your business, like the square as a whole? You know how like all the squares, all the shops kind of almost interact in a way? How important is Medina's people? And
well, originally it wouldn't have mattered because I carry Markham, and of course I got my own slogan, which is Markham builds a train, all the others try. So, which is you know, Markham is one of the top of the line. So, I do business cross country. So, but this was very convenient.
Outsiders from Medina came to your store. Like, how would you describe Ormandy's for them if they didn't know anything about it?
Oh, that's kind of hard. Ormandy's. The store itself, I think, is unique.
Definitely, yes.
Because I specialize in trains only. Of course, I have some stuff for little kids and stuff like that. Because
how would you describe like the normal customers that come to your store? Are they? Do you have a lot of regulars and whatnot?
Yes, I do. Because through the years since '89, was it 21 years now? I mean, I more or less established myself, and I don't care if anybody has something to do with trains, and you say, Ormandy, you won't let me nowhere.
What keeps you in Medina? What keeps you from expanding or going somewhere else to, you know, start a new business or start a new Ormandy somewhere else?
No, I'm the age. I'm 74 years old. Isn't that old enough?
I guess so.
I guess. No, I still have another store in Wellington that my son used to run, and I had trains there too. But he decided that he'd rather work for the Red Cross, so he went to Baltimore. So I closed it.
Redo my
At
layout.
one time I did have 2
For
stores.
S-Gate, I'm gonna have like 3
That's-
tiers. Top,
One store is enough.
Why do you think such a specialty store has been able to maintain economically on the square?
Well, I'm the second oldest store just about in the square. All the others come and go, come and go. And the Whitey's on the corners, I guess that's the oldest. They've been there 50-some years. And but I work for General Motors, and it's somewhat a hobby with me. Okay, I mean, if I would just have the store and make a living of it, I don't think I would make it, especially in nowadays. And I give good deals, and people appreciate that. But it doesn't make me rich.
When was the train museum put on? It was put in after the store.
After it was opened, this one person had a large collection. I had a large collection. He had to move his, because he had an office downtown Cleveland, and he had to move his stock out of there. His wife told him, she says, "You're not bringing it home." So for a while we stored it in my barn, but you know, then we decided that there's about 3 or 4 of us that why should we have it all hidden away? Why not let the public enjoy it and see what trains are all about? So we decided to open up the museum, and then we put all our collections in there. And it's on display right now.
Do you know the history of that? That used to be an apartment. Was it?
Originally, it was an accounting office.
Okay.
And then when we got the building, we went and we rented it out because it was empty as an apartment building. But that really didn't pan out, so he didn't pay his rent, so we
create a whole new
out he
rule.
got.